Hello everyone, how's it going? So Destiny 2, this is essentially what Sony was banking on when they acquired Bungie as a studio for over 3 billion, and that company lost over 700 million in tournament value recently. But regardless, this game has been in the worst state that it's ever been. The expansions have not been well received by a lot of people, especially the latest Star Wars parody expansion, which a lot of people just straight up hated because it was just like a Fortnite level expansion where you just played through Star Wars greatest hits. Definitely not the most best thing for Destiny right now, but the game has been hemorrhaging players. It's almost a decade old. A lot of people are sick and tired of the monetization system, and yeah, it has not been doing well. And in kind of a left hook, so Bungie has confirmed that they're sunset in Destiny 2. It just kind of came out of nowhere. Unless you look at all the details leading up to this decision, it feels like they're really at a rock and a hard place when it comes to Bungie as a studio, but we'll get more into that. But I've read through this article, but we're going to read through the beginning, and we're going to see what Bungie has to say about this. For about 12 years, we've had the joy and honor to explore the Destiny universe with you all. Though all the ups and downs, surprises, and triumphs, building Destiny alongside our players has been a monumental privilege. While our love for Destiny 2 has not changed, it has become clear that after the final shape, we have reached the time for our shared worlds and Destiny to live beyond Destiny 2. As our focus turns towards a new beginning for Bungie, we will begin incubating our next games. To that end, on June 9th, 2026, we'll release the final live service content update for Destiny 2 to begin that new journey as the studios. Though active development may be concluding, we will ensure that Destiny 2 remains playable just as the original Destiny is today. Many of changes in the final update will aim to ensure Destiny 2 is a welcoming place for players to return to. We're proud of Destiny 2 that takes the places it took us and the legacy it has created. Because of you all, our universe is vast, built on years of shared stories, adventures, and victories. From the Cosmodome to the Pale Heart to the Lawless Frontier, we have forged lifelong memories and friendships with you all. We are incredibly grateful for you who have made the journey with us. Our deepest parts of our hearts, thank you. We'll see you in the stars. So basically, this details that there's going to be a final hurrah when it comes to the expansion. You can read this for yourself when you go below, but basically they're releasing a bunch of celebrations from Easter eggs, callbacks, reveal lores. You can see here the Monument of Triumph. It's the big final hurrah for this expansion to try and prepare for Destiny 3, which is probably going to be their last chance when it comes to Sony, because this game, like I said, it's in the worst state it's ever been. Marathon has not been doing well. You could just look, 9,000 players, and this is right now on Thursday. So today is Thursday. I lose track of time very quickly. They're almost leading to the Cryo Archive, and the Cryo Archive is basically the thing that everyone works towards, and they haven't released a brand new content update. They're waiting for season 2, where they're desperate to bring back players. I've already talked about this. Basically, they're bringing a bunch of P versus E experiences to try and ease in new players who want to try the game, but at this point, a lot of people have just checked out of the Marathon when it comes to this live service experience, because it simply does not deliver a large selection of content that appeals to a large amount of people. Unlike Destiny 1, which was far better than Destiny 2 in my opinion, because it didn't lock off content. They had something for everyone. Yes, the P versus P mode was kind of mixed because it wasn't designed for that. It was designed for player versus environment content, but regardless, you had something for everyone when it came to Destiny, whereas Marathon, it was designed for player versus player. That's a very niche audience, and because the game was adherent to a lot of sweats and hardcore players who wanted to engage with the lore of Marathon, which is very interesting. I love the sci-fi horror of it. Can't really do that because the lore drops are so rare that it's next to impossible to get. It's seen that people shoot first, ask question later, and again, these lore drops are sometimes even more rare than the most acclaimed weapons in the game. But yeah, Marathon has not been succeeding, and right now they're literally all hands on deck with that game, trying to bring back players or interest new players to this game, which I just don't see happening. Like, a lot of people say this can turn into a No Man's Sky situation. I seriously doubt that, because No Man's Sky had a very mixed reception in the sense that at least it had people who were very popular about the game and negative willing to give it a chance. Marathon has literally been dealing with an uphill battle when it comes to the plagiarism scandal, the lack of content. It literally launched with 3 maps, a 4th map, if you can call that, which is only a limited time event. The rank mode is literally, again, for players who are just really into the P versus P combat. People who are just casually playing the game are not going to engage with this, because people just rush the spawn point, kill the players for it's not the Crucible, the Arcane reputation, which is for P versus P. I know I'm going on a bit of a tangent, but basically Destiny has died for Marathon, and I want to make that very clear with all the evidence I'm providing. And with this, I think that a lot of things they state here are positive. For example, the boss gauntlets that they're going to release, full lineup of bosses to show, hey, if you want to just deal with the bosses, you can do that. Destiny 2 has a lot of really great bosses, but the biggest thing that I find very suspicious here, even though they're detailing all the stuff they're going to put into the game leading up to the sunsetting of this product, is that they haven't stated whether they're going to bring back vaulted content, such as the Red War. I believe Forsaken's also been vaulted. So many stuff has been vaulted in this game. Like, think about it. The content that was launched with this game, the Red War, is still not playable. I just can't fathom how that's impossible to put into the game, to just put a level select that allows you to experience those campaigns. Like, is it really that difficult? I've seen arguments from people who stated the reason they can't do it is because the game has changed so much that it would be next to impossible. I think that's bullshit, considering how large Bungie is. I'm pretty sure they can figure out a way to do this. Like, Warframe does this. Why can't Bungie do this? But yeah, there's no explanation if they're going to bring back older content. And you can see here from the tweet, Asmongold saying Destiny 2 has killed so that Marathon can die. Great job, guys. The meme of just like, you were a fun game. But, yeah, you were a fun game, but you weren't really a good game. Like, there were a lot of things they did learn. There were ups and downs, but they just kept shooting themselves in the foot to put profits above the player experience. If they just kept the content that people paid for, which should be, I feel like, against the law to take away stuff like this, but I don't know. The law is very fickle when you start to learn about it, especially if you're a fan of Louis Rossmann. You know how BS the law can be for things that you literally purchased. But in this case, yeah, if they just kept the fun stuff and didn't put profit above everything else, it wouldn't have been as bad as things are. Look, yeah, I get you're a company, you need to make money, but there are ways to do that that's popular among your fan base, and good reputation is more valuable than anything else. Like, if you have a good reputation, people will trust you even if you make bad choices. Like when From Software released the multiplayer-only Elden Ring Night Rain, guess what? People gave them a shot. Yes, it was a good game. They clearly did their homework and ensured that they delivered a solid product. It wasn't at the same heights of Elden Ring, but at least people trusted them. Like, they were releasing a Switch 2 exclusive title that looks like Bloodborne 2, but people trust them because they have a really good reputation. You can also see the opposite of this with the Borderlands franchise. People don't trust them anymore because they've released just so much crap ever since Borderlands 2 released that people just don't trust them anymore, and I can't blame them. I never played Borderlands 4 because the reputational damage is there. Like, the film sucked, Borderlands 3 was just subpar, and same situations here with Bungie. Their reputation is just completely decimated because you guys kept making bad decisions, and it just goes on and on where people are like, yeah, best moment of gaming, this person had a good time with it, but you can see a lot of people are just like, you know, it's mixed when it comes to this stuff, but at the same time, like, I think a lot of people want the vaulted content that's coming out with this. But I think the worst thing about this is that Marathon is also failing. They're desperate to bring people in. And when it comes to Destiny 2, I really think a lot of people saw this coming. That right now, Destiny 3 is likely in development, and it's make it or break it for the studio. Sony's likely not happy with the way that these live services have panned out. Heck, they've canceled multiple live services, a lot that we don't even know about. The things that we do know about, like the God of War and Spider-Man live service, cost us Blue Point Games. And not to mention the worst entertainment failure of all time, Concord, which I think a lot of people have been feeling because, let's face it, they've been upgrading prices not only for the release of GTA because apparently it runs the best on the PlayStation 5 Pro, but the idea that you really think Sony isn't going to pass on the cost to other players, such as raising the price for PlayStation Plus, raising the price of consoles, is just absolutely ridiculous at this point. So they've had so many live service failures. The company they literally bought for when it comes to the king of live services are not performing well. They're barely breaking 10,000 players. Heck, Marathon is losing to Destiny 2. So I feel like they should have shut down Marathon instead of Destiny 2, because at least they have, you know, some consistent player base, whereas this is just going down and down. You could just look at yeah. And again, I platinum Marathon, so I played a lot of this game, so I can say crap. But I really think that this is probably the best move when it comes to them, because Destiny 2 is at the make it or break it stage. Right now, it's probably best to just break it, take whatever you can. And I really hope that they do release all the content that was in past expansions to the public, because that would be incredibly nice, but it's Bungie. But tell me what you think about all of this. I think this is the best time to sunset Destiny 2 and work on Destiny 3, and hope to God they learned their lesson. Hope they learned their lesson. But I'm not holding my breath. That's it from me. Tell me what you think in the comments below, but I really think that this is maybe the end of Bungie. If they don't give us Destiny 3 or something really good, that's it. But that's it for me. Bye. Have a good day.